always go to the term crimson. Crimson is red. And you get the criminal, the crimson pirate, the criminal. So it's telling you, and like you say, what colour is the devil? The devil is red. So we know the red man is, and we know he's the wicked, and he's the devil, the deceiver. Diablos, that's what devil means. Not even man before he's coming at you. It just means the deceiver. So we know who the deceiver is.
It says here, what do you call it? First Peter.
Yeah, go read it.
For the Jew.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. Maybe
Jude chapter 1, verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
Right, so Jude 1 and 7 is talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. What happened in Sodom and Gomorrah? Not only Sodom and Gomorrah, it was similarly up Mount Zohar. There was 5 cities destroyed for lewd behaviour. Yeah? The fire was coming, like you said, it was set for an example, but somebody didn't take heed. Who didn't take heed? The people what are ruling the earth now. You've got people walking around with face masks still. I don't know why. Like, I haven't got a clue why they're walking around breathing in their own carbon monoxide. They're so crazy thirsty, and they still believe in that garbage. This is the man, what we're talking about, yeah? The same Edomites.
Yeah, it's like you got Edomites that what is it? Skin shit, certain code or whatever, but they put a nasty dog on a thing, let it shake up next to breathe in the dog's nastiness.
But remember, they love pets like that because the animalistic
tendencies.
Yeah, they got a connection to being animals. They eat their big drawing. Have you had a steak tartare, man? You ever had it? What you got? Get me what was that one?
Still racist?
No, I'm for my race. I'm for my race. Unlike you. That guy come up here one time. He's another one that's trying to instigate the company now. Let me read that.
So see. Yeah,
but that's another one, bro. I'm going to say that. He come on this side, you know what I mean? Really trying to make me thump him down. You know what I mean?
Jude chapter 1, verse 7. It says here, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities round about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
Right, so get Leviticus 20 and 13 and Romans 1 and 5. Right, so it said this place, Sodom and Gomorrah, with their homosexuals, transgenders and all that, was destroyed for going after strange flesh. And it was fire when he devoured it. And today, the same Caucasian man is doing the same thing. So what's going to happen? He's going to get destroyed by fire. But this time, it's going to be nuclear fire. We're going after strange flesh, but mainly for putting the blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians in slavery. And you still got us in slavery. Not actually a physical, but you got us in a mental. Because you've got us walking around calling ourselves black people, West Indians, Cubans, Dominicans, Haitians. But that's not us. We are the children of Israel, God's chosen people. And you're going to find out. Give me Leviticus.
It's the book of Leviticus chapter 20 verse 13.
This is the law. This is the law. Read that.
If a man also lie with mankind.
If a man lie with another man, he's saying,
as he lieth with a woman.
Like he's supposed to lie with a woman. Why would he lie with a woman? Because you bring forth life. Yeah? Read.
Both of them have committed an abomination.
Right, so it's an abomination for two men to lie there and two women to lie there. Now this place will tell you it's love. There's nothing wrong with it. Right? But the Bible says it's an abomination for women to marry and men to marry. It's an abomination.
Yeah, two Ninevite bastards.
Now just remember to stick with that.
It says here,
civil. Yeah? Now read that.
it says, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13.
Right?
If a man also lie with mankind,
A man lie with another man,
as she lieth with a woman,
as he lieth with a woman like he's supposed to, that's what the woman was created for.
Both of them
comfort a man and bring forth children. Right? Read?
both of them have committed an abomination.
Right, both of them, not one of them, because even in prison, American prison, they say, oh, I'm not the receiver, I'm the giver. No matter what, he says, I'm not a homo. You know what I mean? I'm not a, what do they call it, a homosexual, because I'm giving it to him. No, you are, because you're plugging his behind. Right? Read that again.
It says here, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
Right?
They shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them.
Right, so but we can't execute this in this society because we are not ruling. See the shop's open. We are not ruling. But when Jesus Christ comes back, that big angry black guy, because he's not coming, you know, you talk about, I can't wait to see my sweet Jesus. The sweet Jesus you're talking about is that stringy-haired, rock band looking guy. Yeah? Saturate more cheers. Right, Romans running 1 and 20.
Look at Romans chapter 1,
25.
verse 25.
You change the truth of that. It's like you change the truth of that. Romans 1:25. Let's read from 1:25.
It says here, Romans chapter 1, verse 25.
Right?
Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
And
Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Right? They changed it. They changed the majority of things. These people. The Romans. The so-called white people. They changed the truth of God. Why? Because they don't believe in God. They believe that they're God. You know? Spicy jeans, and calling the sheep and all that. They change the truth of God. Why? Because they don't believe in God. They believe that they're God. But that the missile is going to fly, they're going to show that there is a God and he's going to burn this place up.
It says Romans chapter 1, verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator?
The creature is man. They serve the creature, what is man. Right? The so-called white man, because he's the one who's got his institutions where they so-called educate you. But really, they're not educating you. Right? What they're doing is, they're diminishing your wisdom. Yeah? They're plaguing you of your minds. That's what they're doing. Read on.
So it's here. And serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen.
Right, because we're blessed when we've got the real wisdom. Finally we find out we're not blacks, we're not West Indians, you know? We are the Hebrew Israelites, God's chosen people. Right? And there is an inheritance what's coming to us after this place burns with nuclear fire. Read?
It says here, for this cause, God gave them up to vile affections.
God gave them up to vile affection. Now what is a vile affection? Do you know what a vile affection is, man? Really? How about lesbianism? Homosexuality? That's a vile affection. Because you're supposed to love, a woman's supposed to love a man, and a man's supposed to love a woman. Right? That's how it was set up in the beginning. What did the Lord say to Adam? You shall leave your mother and father, your father and mother, and cleave to your wife. It didn't say run down the road with Johnny holding hands. You understand? But because we're in this wicked Edomite cave concrete pavement arse kingdom. Yeah? This is why everything's been turned upside down. Because we're in a caveman society. Caucasians are cave people. They're cavemen. Yeah? And with that comes what they call anarchy. Yeah? So read on.
It says here, for this cause, God gave them up to vile affections.
Right, men holding men's hands, women holding women's hands, carpet punching and sword.
For even the
Sword fighting.
oh yeah. It says here, for even their women. It says here, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Even the women, right, changed the natural use of it. In Greece, they had a place called, have you heard of Lesbos? A Greek island called Lesbos.
Lesbos?
A Greek island called Lesbos. Have you heard of it?
No.
Do you know what was on that island?
What?
Lesbians. That's why it was called Lesbos. Just women. Yeah? The Greeks were who? You know the Greeks were?
The Greeks was enlighten me.
You don't know the Greeks?
Yeah, the Greeks.
Have you heard of the Greeks and Romans?
Yeah.
What people are they?
Black
Black people, Chinese, Japanese?
people.
Huh?
Black people.
The Greeks were black people.
Yeah.
Alexander the Greek was a black person.
I don't know.
How old are you, sir? You're older than me, eh?
Yeah.
Now, the Greeks were so-called white people. That's why it's called the Greco-Roman Empire. They know that. Yeah. The Romans were, Julius Caesar, Vespasian, Titus. These people there. Yeah. So we're reading about what happened when the so-called white man came to power. You know what happened? Evil. You know Alexander the Great?
And it's still going on now, this evening.
It's evil. Why? Because the earth is evil. It's there. It's a white man. Have you ever read the Bible?
Yeah.
Do you know the Bible is for a special? Chinese man? What would you say the special people are? Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Did you know it's written that the so-called, these are the special people, the 12, and then the 12 tribes of Israel?
Yeah.
Right, 12 tribes of Israel are blacks, Hispanics, and native. Those people who are in the bottom of this society. When you go to Colombia and Argentina and these places, we've got places called favelas. When you go to America, you've got ghettos. And the ghetto is where the Jews were. That's what it means. The ghetto is where the Jews were. Now,
During the Nazi, during Hitler's time, when you say...
but they've stolen our national origin. They've used our book to conquer the world. That's how powerful this Bible is. You can rule the world, and then Jewish people have ruled the world through this book.
It says in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people. You know what severed means?
Okay, everybody 76.
That you shall be mine.
Right, he's one trying to explain to you. Where's your father? Where's your roots go back to? No, I'm talking about...
Jamaica.
Right, so that African thing goes out the window. We are not Africans. These are all lies. Jamaica means land of wood and water. Right? That is not even your land, is it? He was taken there on slave ships. Just like the so-called Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago. We went on islands through slave ships. But our island is Jerusalem. You know where that Arab man and the so-called Jews were fighting over? Yeah, that's our land. That's ours. We are the real Jews of the Bible. When you read about King David, Jesus, even Jesus was a Jew, went from the tribe of Judah. They're all black people. Yeah? But when they brought us in slavery, God sanctioned it. He gave the power to the white man to put us in power. Put us in slavery. Because we broke his laws. It's all about keeping the law. There's laws in this Bible, 613 that was given to us to keep. When we didn't keep it, we put down the caveman, put this man, the caveman over us.
So you're talking about really we're suffering because of disobedience?
You're still not keeping the laws. How do you feel about eating pork? When's the last time you had pork? Sausages?
Long time ago, because I had so much pork when I was small, because my grandfather was a
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And today, pork is off the menu for us. Did you know that when the Lord comes back, if people are eating pork, it's just going to be pork. You know how detrimental it is just to eat pork for us. It's a life and death. That's what I'm trying to say. There's laws in there. It's life and death.
No, but when you say there's laws in there, it's just going to kill you for eating pork. What about when he talks about in the Bible the wrath of God?
Who?
The wrath.
The wrath?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the wrath of God is going to come on the white man. This is how it's going to come on him. But what it says, his terrors are built up. See, like nothing that happens to them. Nothing that happens to the white man. He's been going around blowing people up, killing people. Nothing that happens to him. What it is, his is getting stacked up. When we done something wrong, he took the white man and tried to put us in slavery. That's what he done. No.
So when you talk about disobedience, disobedience can lead to wrath, can it?
Yes. Disobedient. What I'm trying to explain to you, when we was disobedient, he done it to us straight away because we are his people. The white man's disobedience building up. It's going to culminate in fire, into the wall. He's going to fight. Don't you want to fight America? Read that, Deuteronomy 7.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Because this is what they don't, the pastors don't read this in the church. They don't teach us this. They teach us that God loves everyone, come together because they're money hungry. Yeah? They got paid off by the powers that be.
No, you're right, but it's not all. I mean,
Majority
you're right.
of pastors.
Majority, yeah. Because a lot of people want to go, when they go in, they want to hear nice stuff, which is not the case.
Right. Smoothly.
It says here, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Do you know what holy means?
Holy. When you say holy, is you say it might be going back to the same thing, obedience.
No. Holy means set apart. Seven, you read it?
Yeah,
7.
yeah.
Holy means set apart. For thou art a set apart people, you know?
It's the same as being righteous. Righteous and holy.
Well, righteous, the only way to be righteous is to keep the laws of God. Right? But if you ain't given those laws, you can't be righteous. Right? So, but it was given to us. That's why the Caucasians, they're not righteous people. Homosexuality, LGBTQ. This is what they're going down to the world. They're more of a satanic people. Yeah? Read that.
Thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
We're holy people. Yeah?
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
You're a chosen
to be a special people.
We're special, you know? You know, invented the traffic lights. See the traffic lights? You invented that. Henry Sampson, the black man. You got a mobile phone in your pocket. Henry Sampson invented that as well. Mark D. Cars. Aeroplanes. It's all invented by black people. The internet, what people use now. Philip Iguana. Yeah? Computers, they tell you Bill Gates. Garbage. Yeah? Yeah? Just like, what's the other guy? The white guy they talk about. They talk about the great inventor. That white boy's name.
Oh, the electric.
No, that's not the other one. They always talk about it.
No, yeah. It's that guy with the apple.
What's his name? The inventor. Anyway, he got sued by Lewis Latimer. He's had a lot of black people working for the invention. But what it was, the black man invented the patent office. What happened to the patent office? You know? There's a patent for invention. We was in slavery at the time and we was inventing all these inventions, all these things.
So they was claiming.
Right. Because what do? They own the slaves. And if you own the slaves, you own everything. What they invented. So that's why they got the right to say that, we invented everything. And they was running on their knuckles, eating out of their grandma and grandfather's skulls, and picking ticks and all that. I got a book in my bag, yeah? Let me show you something, boss. Arthur Koestler. Arthur Koestler was a so-called Jew, right? Jewish, I would say he's Jewish, because he wished to be the Jew. You know, ISH, it's a suffix, you know what it means? means to potato. You know, like I said, that's kind of bluish.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Not quite, yeah. So
But,
in between.
So when he calls himself Jewish, he's not really a Jew. He's playing to be a Jew, yeah? So let me read some of this, what these guys was about, yeah? Along comes the supply.
What's up, bro?
Right? Let me read something for you, yeah? This is the so-called Jewish man. This is what it's about, yeah? When did I see it the other day? Oh, look, it's here. It says here, right? I didn't write this book, yeah? This is put by whoever, Arthur Koestler. He's a so-called Jew. These were the goods, yeah? It says here, the sexual morals of the goods. These is Edomite, so-called papers, yeah? So, and other tribes were a remarkable mix of liberalism and savagery. You know they call us in North American Indian savages? Do you know what West Indian means?
West Indian means
Indians from the Americas.
West Indian means savages of the West. Do you know what East
No, it
Indian means?
doesn't. Why are you lying,
It
bro?
means savages of the East.
it
So why have
doesn't.
you got a West Indian and an East Indian?
No, because the
Does it
Indians,
mean savage?
East
When you look up
Indians.
the etymology, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Right, but we're reading about the real savage.
Yeah.
This guy's
And it says here, their women wore no veils in the presence of their men. When we was back in our place, our eyes was only for our women. That's why they wear veils, they wear garments down, so another man wouldn't look on their wall. You know, like today, looking around
Savages.
with their apple bottom jeans. This is what happens when you've got a savage woman. Yeah? Savages, everything is flesh of the eyes, lust of the flesh. Right? It says here, the women wore no veils in the presence of their men or strangers, nor did they cover any parts of their bodies in the presence of people. So these women were naked.
So were the men.
And it says, one
So
day
were the men.
we stayed at the place of the goods and was sitting around. His wife was
this
also
guy your friend?
present. As
Dad?
we conversed with the woman, uncovered her private parts
I've listened to him,
and
mate.
scratched them.
I stopped listening when he
This
said
is
he wants to
how
enslave
they
all white
were.
people, bro.
You know they walk around in suit and tie.
This guy's super racist, you know.
It says here,
You shouldn't be associated with him.
and we all saw it. So there's
This bullshit about the West Indians is bullshit. They call them West Indians because Columbus was trying to go around the globe to India.
We covered our
And he
faces.
arrived in the West.
Right,
He was like, oh, these people are West Indians.
May God forgive you. The husband laughed, yeah, and said to the interpreter, tell them, we uncovered it in the presence of that you may see and restrain yourself.
Oh, what's this?
But they cannot read and take.
I see got a bunch of South Americans.
This is better.
That don't make
Oh, I didn't say
Which one
two
tribes?
words, say-
I don't understand the connection. He's talking to him. Because I'm going to call you out for being a racist.
This is better than it is covered up and yet attainable.
Bro, you know he told me
Adultery is
in
alien.
November that he wants to enslave all whites.
See a woman,
Is that okay?
grab her and have sex with her.
After we ended
we've got
slavery
laws in our
worldwide,
Bible. If a man sleeps
the white
with
people
another
end
man,
first to end slavery.
a woman
Britain.
can't sleep with another man.
Mate, you would help to end slavery. It took over 100 years long to free all the slaves.
They're walking around with kids who ain't dead.
Finished paying it in
Sex with all
2014.
different men. You know what I mean? This is out of order. Yeah?
Your taxes went to hell.
Yet, they discover that someone is an adulterer, they split them into halves. Yeah? And it says here, right, this goes up here. As for homosexuality, which in Arab countries was taken as a matter of course, Ivan Fendel says,
Bro, do you know anything
that
about
it is
this?
regarded by the
Do you know
Turks
anything about
as
this?
a terrible sin.
What is about
Right?
this?
This guy told me before he wants to enslave all white people. This guy says he wants to enslave all white people.
For a man and man.
So I'm here to challenge him.
Yeah, ask him.
But in
Right,
the
you won't
other
talk to me then,
episode, he relates to prove his point. The seducer of the beardless youth gets away with the fine, with a fine of 400 sheep. Right? Let's jump down because there's some filth here. Let's read about how the so-called goose. Here it is here. Right. The goose do not wash themselves after defecating or urinating. This is what we're talking about back in the day. These men is what we're talking about. You know, suit and tie? When they do a crap, yeah? They just get up. You know what I mean? Or urinate. You know what I mean? This is hard.
Actually, where was he working? I think where he was working one time, he went into the bathroom, and a Caucasian man went in there, sit down his dirt. Actually, it was Amazon he was working at, in the warehouse. He went in there, did a shit, pulled his pants up, but he didn't know my brother was in the bathroom. And he came out and had a look to see who it was, innit?
Okay.
So he saw him like doing shit. He pulled his trousers up and just walked out.
Yeah, so they still got that same.
So you're perving on a guy in the toilet, watching him taking shit. That's fucking weird, man.
They don't wash their hands.
I bet you made that up. Oh, that shit still happens in India, man. Usually it's fucking TikTok footage. You just shit in the street. Fucking
Nor do they bath after seminal pollution, no? They have sex and all that, busting up, they just get out of this.
That's the only place I want to go back.
You know where they bath and all that, the Arabs are so like us. They take them up, and say, look,
Why are you lying?
don't wash your ass.
Why are you lying?
You understand? We have to do all that for them, you understand?
You're such a liar, man. You're such a liar. You have to fucking make shit up.
It's all history.
Those are Muslims.
Remember, this is Moses and the
Those are Neanderthals.
You're not trying to call themselves Caucasian Caucasians, but it's a Caucasus Mountains. A man with knowledge knows that, yeah? Caveman, that's what we're saying.
They're not actually.
So the Caucasian man is not actually human. Human is a man of knowledge. They look at that.
White is a color, dumbass. Black is. You don't even know basic science, do you?
That makes sense. Or, on other occasions, they refuse to have anything to do with water. It's like today, that's what I'm trying to say. It's, when you keep talking, don't ignore them, and then you come to an end where they have to go, because you're not getting no interaction. You understand? They have to go. Just ignore them. It says here, even though we're not working, we've got to be, you understand? These women, they're in charge. So you've got to pay for it. The Lord said, you're right. I mean, you're friendly with them, you're working with them and all that. So don't go out. Don't go out and get drunk.
No, I said, when you say you have to work with them, faith with intelligence.
Right. The Lord said to do that.
Yeah.
He's the one who controls everything, so he's the one who gives us jobs. So the Lord said, don't be smart. Because this man's going to go down, you're going to tell me, you go there. Right? And it says here, we finish off with this. It says here, they refuse to have anything to do with water, particularly in the winter, when the God's commander, this is the commander, this is the head of his people. And the Bible says, as the king is, so is his people. So all of them are doing this. Yeah? It says here, Commander-in-Chief took off his luxurious clothes of brocade to don a new coat. So again, because he's the commander, so he took off his old coat and he was putting on his new coat. See what it says here. The mission had brought him, you see, on the mission brought him, they saw that his underclothes were fraying apart from dirt. Yeah? stinks. Yeah, it says it. They're afraid from dirt, you know. It says anyway, next to it, for it is their custom never to take off the garment they wear close to their bodies. So they don't take off the garment. You know, like you've got undergarments, like a vest,
Your vest,
yeah, your
t-shirt.
panty, them, you know what I mean? Your wire front. These goods, these Edomites, the Caucasian man, never used to take them off.
But they put on
Until
new stuff
afraid.
on top.
Yeah, just put something on top. You know, they didn't wash, they didn't like water. You know, like the same thing today. They don't like water really. And it says here, garment to wear close to their bodies until it disintegrates.
So that means it rots.
It just completely disintegrates off there. It's a white man wearing that.
No. Not like that. But obviously, when you wear
You wear it so long, they don't take it off.
No, it does
when
work.
these cookies that they don't wash their stuff, you've got buns in this.
Wait, it's coming to that.
I remember some comments
It's coming to that, man. It's coming to that. This is what he's telling you, bro.
Anyway, brother.
Let's finish this in English, yeah?
I've got to go get it.
That's what it says here. Until it disintegrates. Another Turkish tribe, the Bashistas, shave their beards and eat lice. So they eat lice. You know that Caucasians get lice. You know that? They get the lice in there. We don't get it. They get it. You know, they're animals. It says here, they search the folds of their garments. To crack the lice with their teeth. So they're searching under the lice. These people, that's why they look down on us, yeah? But really we should be looking down on them. We are the ruling class, but we lost that mentality because we got the laws. But we're coming back to it. See, we come out here now and preach this. They hold their heads down. When they cross here, they hold their head down. But when they get over there, they lift it back up again. Because we're out here telling them about themselves, who they are. Because our people look up to these guys because they're rulership, blacks, Hispanics. But what they don't realise is they're supposed to be looking down on them because they're cave people. They ain't nobody special. Their rulership's coming to an end. I mean, it's going to happen. Russia is pointing the missiles all over Europe. And it's going to culminate in this. Fire's coming. Thus saith the Bible.
So when you say it's the last days?
We're in the last days when Christ was on the scene, but this is the real latter part of the days now. Because the Lord said in the second Ezra, you will see the signs. Wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, famines. We're seeing all that now. Understand?
But to hear you talk, so, and there will be a lot of deception.
Yes. And so how do you phrase it? That wisdom would be, the way he phrased it would be wisdom. And when the Lord comes and said that wisdom would be, I can't remember how he phrased it. It's basically that God's wisdom is talking about. It would be on the earth, but wisdom accelerate, like they've got now artificial intelligence. No, there's one where he says that God's wisdom won't be in the earth. But man's wisdom, you see like they've got artificial intelligence now. That's why they're beginning to depopulate. Because that's the agenda of the white man.
So, because how you're talking now, you've been coming out very honest, but you might like say that there's been a lot of people talking very convincing, very deceiving.
Right.
And deceiving a lot of
Because Caucasians, when they're the deceiver of the earth, that's what it means. The Edomites. They're the others, they're the deceivers of the earth. Number one, why they control the people is they deceived us by telling this was Jesus. Because we are spiritual people. They don't care about the Chinese, Japanese, East Indian, African. They're not Africans. They're worried about us. Once we wake up to who we are, that's why the society's falling apart. Because we're finding out who we are. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We are God's chosen. He told us in the last days when you wake up, we're rising up. So when people are rising up, that means another people are going down. And they're going down now. That's why you see them fighting white on white crime now. Ukraine, using America, going up to the other countries, going to the darkness. Now Russia, Ukraine, fighting, they're going up each other. But understand? And the Lord said that. You understand? Alright, right, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Go back.
I'll Job 30 and stand there.
Job 30. Yeah, read that.
It says here, the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 1.
Right.
But now they that are younger than I have me in derision.
Right, they that are younger than us, so-called Caucasian, really younger than us. Even though he was, Esau was born before us, but really, they come out of a dark nation. The Caucasians come out of dark nation. Right, read.
It says here, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
Right, why would he want the caveman around his dogs? Because if they come back to bestiality, they would have been sleeping with the dogs. So the Lord said, I wouldn't want these guys, these cave dwellers, around his dogs, Job. Right? Sex will have sex with dogs, bestiality. Yeah, read.
It says here, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
Right, Job was a black man, he said, I wouldn't have these crackers, these Edomites, around my dogs, because bestiality, they put all cat food around their crutches, and get the cat and lick it off with their magic. Right, read.
It says here, yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me,
Right.
in whom old age was perished.
Right?
For want and famine they were solitary.
Right, one in famine, a perfect picture. This is one in famine, desolate, yeah? Look at the knock the jaw from it, man. That's up, man. Yeah, the wild man. The wild man. Yeah, the wild man.
I just want
The wild man,
the world man. It says here, for want and famine they were solitary,
Right.
fleeing into the wilderness in former time desolate and waste.
Right, desolate and waste, Mount Seir. Desolate and waste. I mean, there ain't nothing green there. I can't see no green there. No, it's just concrete. Yeah.
Who cut up mallows by the bushes
Right.
and juniper roots for their meat.
Right, juniper roots are quite...
Shalom.
They're Jewish. It's Jewish. I can tell. It's a fake Jew.
Oh, it's an imposter.
Yeah, that's an imposter. I can tell.
Dimi Collect.
Yeah.
It's an imposter.
Harlow Yehudi. You know, read.
It says here, and you can buy juniper roots in Waitrose, which is one of their most prestigious, but they claim to be, what's the word, superstores.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
their highest,
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
If you're shopping Waitrose, then you must have some sort of point. You know?
Juniper, you know?
And they sell, they sell that shit in Mox's Street.
Yeah,
Waitrose.
that's not a delicacy.
And it's some green, it looks like a, some sort of, what do you call it? It looks like basically a root. When you come into it, it's
Yeah,
just
okay. It's like a bulb.
Yeah,
You know, like a bulb
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
yeah. Juniper
juniper
root.
root, and they sell it for I think £2 something.
Right. Still eating that juniper roots
Yeah,
and that, you know?
I think I told you when we was in Seven Sisters and I used to.
Yeah, you told me that.
I said, I saw it in the fridge.
Yeah. Juniper roots in there, bro.
I told you, man. Real as hell. It says here, who cut up mallows by the bushes
Yeah.
and juniper roots for their meat.
Right?
They were driven from among men.
Right, because you did what? Yeah. If you want this guy come knocking on your door, you know what I mean? Hugging. It's not their language, braiding, isn't it?
Yeah, braiding by the
That's what's language, yeah? Banging on their chest.
It says here, they were driven forth from among men.
Right.
They cried after them as after a thief.
Right, because what were they coming? What were they coming to do? They're coming to sit down and talk about science? No, they're coming to steal.
Yeah.
I mean, they're thieves, man. And there's nothing new about them. They're still thieving. They went down to Iraq talking about weapons of mass destruction. They went down there to steal. There's nothing new about them. They're still the thieves today. Yeah? They're still thieves.
It says here,
Chinese going to run the Americans out of that place. Billions in there. Billions. They're going to run there, man. This is Schwartz. Yeah, they're going to Schwartz. Yeah.
fucking hell. It says here, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys,
Right,
in the
so this is discretion. Read that.
to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks.
Right, this is what we're talking about. How can you preserve life by 2 men and 2 women? This is these cave people, man. They're just out of sync, man. But good job, they're falling now. We're watching the fall of their nation, bro. And that's a beautiful thing, watching them fall apart. We fell apart, you know what I mean? Best, they said, better is the end of a thing than the beginning. Right? We're seeing the end of this wicked place, man.
And blessed is he that lives to see the fall of his enemy. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to see all that. You know what I mean? We're going to see the fall of these devils, man.
And we can, and it's not like...
I know people ain't ready for it. You ready for it, sir?
I'm trying to be. The world's changing like this.
Yeah? What are you going to do about it?
I'll be back in a minute.
No bother.
And we can see with a spiritual eye.
It's own world. Right?
Not just because of the fact that Russia has their ships and on the borders of Europe, and we can see with a spiritual eye because we're looking out for the signs. So we're getting a heads up. That's the heads up that how much the Shah was talking about. So they said that we should be awake when we moved it, but it was not to be asleep.
We're not broke in the dark. We're children of the light. Children of the light. We're not children of that darkness, man.
Wait for what is it called? Those economic forecasters.
Like you say, we're inside. We've got the inside trading. You know inside trading? Yeah, we're inside trading.
Back to the future. We've got the book.
Yeah. The almanac. Yeah, we got the almanac. Inside trading. You know what I mean?
That's real. It says here, Job chapter 30, verse 7. Among the bushes they brayed.
Among the bushes they brayed.
Under the nettles they were gathered together.
Right, under the nettles they were. That's in the cage. Yeah? They gathered together. I still got that. William Smithson. Let's see what William Smithson gave us. Let's see what Mr. Smithson gave us. It's like that little bearded cracker come up.
Let me read it again.
Right?
It says here, the book of Job chapter 30, verse 3.
This is the state there. Look at his teeth, man. Look at his bear. He's like bear coat.
That's the original book.
Yeah, this is
the original state.
This is them. Read that.
It says here, Job chapter 30, verse 3.
This is the book.
For want and famine they were solitary,
Right.
fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste.
Right, caveman. Yeah?
You cut up mallows by the bushes
Right.
and juniper roots for their meat.
Juniper roots for their meat. Yeah, caveman.
It says here, they were driven forth from among men.
Right, you wouldn't want this man around you. You know what I mean? Like I said today, you see them walking around in their suit and tie and their briefcase. This is the man. This is the man. You know what I mean? He's hid himself. You know what I mean? This is the man. Yeah? This is the man, bro. This man here,
It says here, Job chapter 30, verse 6.
right?
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks.
Right, this is the Bible, man. It tells us all about the man what you think is such a educated and sophisticated. No, this is the man here. This one here.
The original code.
This is your history, bro. You know what I mean? The cave bag.
It says here,
We're talking about what we're at here. You see what's happening in the world. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, we've seen all the war going on.
Right. So the Lord said, "Our King." What's your fault?
Me, the thing is what, I'm going to be honest with you, yeah? Raised as a Christian Baptist, yeah? Read a look at the Quran as well from friends.
What's your back? Where you're from?
Sorry.
Where's your father?
From Jamaica and everything.
Right,
British
Jamaica,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Jamaica means what? Land of the water, yeah?
Yeah.
You know that? Right, so how did actually your forefathers get to Jamaica?
I thought we were born there.
Born there?
Yeah.
When they taken
It's depending on how far we're going back.
We're going back to when they was taken there on slave ships.
So basically you're talking about from Africa and North.
Right, it was taken from West Africa.
Yes.
Is Africa a home?
Yes.
No.
You wouldn't believe so.
No.
Why?
We was taken, we ran into Africa fleeing from Roman persecution.
Yeah.
right? Our land, this is what they didn't teach us. This is what they've been lying to us for so long.
Right.
Our land is where that Jewish guys got Jerusalem.
Yes.
That's us. We are the real Jews.
Yes.
Right? So Africa is not our land.
You've gone way back. Then some.
It's where you're supposed to go.
Yes,
Where you're supposed to go.
I get you.
You're supposed to go
From
all
the
the
beginning,
way
yes.
back
From the
to who
beginning.
you are. Where you are.
But like you just said, from what we've been taught, do you see what I mean? Of where it stands.
Right, so what do you want to do? You want to go back to where your original base, your foundation. If you don't know where you're from, how you know where you're going?
You're going to be
Right, so that's what they've done. They cut us off from where we are. And the Jewish man's calling himself us.
Yeah.
He's stolen. Look, have you got identification on you?
Yes,
Say you are.
yes.
So if I took your identification now, what's your name? Marcus. Marcus is identification. All your money, Marcus's money, I've stolen your identity.
Yeah.
So with that stolen identity, there's repercussions for doing that.
Yeah.
So there's repercussions for them stealing our identity. Understand? And it's going to come not by the white man's courts.
No.
It's going to come by our God. He's going to do it. And that's why it's culminating in this. Just like slavery, they built their society of 400 to 500 years of free labor. Do you know about slavery?
Yeah, I know a little bit.
You must have watched them films.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Right? And they bring out a film every other year just to make it.
The Hollywood scene.
No, just to make it, to make you say, you niggas, you stay with this is who you are or where you be. Right? They want to make sure that you get that vision of you're a slave.
Yeah.
Right? They keep pushing that, keep pumping out that vibration.
Yes,
Right.
I know.
What are you
I get that.
what are you gonna
It's like the
realise?
charity shows that we see. Yeah, why is it in Africa we only see our kind with the flies and stuff as well? Do you
No,
see
that's
what
not
I
our
mean?
people.
Like,
What it is, they're trying to make it look like they're our people.
Okay.
Their flies on their faces because they had us in slavery as well.
Yeah.
God is punishing everybody but us in slavery. When you see in China, when they get the typhoon, you see in India, when they get the floods, all this, when they get the what's the things, the tornadoes and the dunes, you see them? Yeah, they got the ones in Arabia where they get the sandstorms.
But then, sorry to cut you, but what do we do now, guys? Because honestly, this is what the white people are doing. What do you do
No, the white people ain't doing this.
No?
No, they want is force.
Yeah.
They're giving you a force. They tell you God loves everybody.
Yeah.
Except for that 21. This is what we're supposed to do in these last days before these nukes.
I'm going to get you on me as well.
Yeah, except for that. So the reason why
I was just on
war, God requires war.
Yeah.
God is a man of war.